Here's a paraphrased version of your script, keeping the same writing and articulating style, with slight changes in word order and phrasing. 3 behaviors that make you seem dangerous. World often mistakes danger for loudness. They believe it resides in shouting, clenched fists, and explosive emotions. But those of us who have truly walked a difficult path understand differently. Real danger isn't found in the storm. It's in the person who endures it and remains silent. There are 3 specific behaviors that immediately distinguish you, not as a threat, but as something far more potent. A disciplined enigma. 1. The capacity to remain calm. When others expect you to break, there's an unsettling quality about someone who refuses to react, not because they are weak, but because they are observing, calculating, and have already prepared themselves through an unseen struggle. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, a warrior, and a philosopher, once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This is the essence of it. We don't allow chaos to invade our minds. We observe it, we control it, and we decide our next move. People anticipate outrage, panic, anger, or a breakdown. But when you stay composed, when your gaze remains clear and your voice steady, you destabilize those who have never mastered themselves. They sense it, that you are unmoved by threats, temptations, or the need for approval. They recognize that you've confronted fear head-on and didn't flinch. This is dangerous because a person who controls their emotions cannot be manipulated, and someone who cannot be manipulated cannot be controlled. 2. The strength to depart without explanation. This world thrives on desperation. The desperation to belong, to be seen, to be desired. Yet there's a distinct quality about the individual who can simply leave, not out of malice or arrogance, but because their inner peace holds more value than their physical presence. Seneca taught, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." This includes the ability to walk away from drama, disrespect, and anything that disrupts their focus. You don't need to argue, nor do you need to prove your worth. You don't even need to utter a single word. Your silence speaks volumes. We understand this strength because we have cultivated it. We've learned to be content in solitude. We've endured the sting of isolation to become immune to its pain. So, when the moment arrives to release what no longer serves us, we do so with tranquility. Not because we feel no pain, but because we no longer fear it. And that is what grants it power. You become the person no one can guilt, beg, or entice into staying. You don't slam the door. You simply vanish. And in doing so, you leave behind a resonance far more profound than any words. 3. Unapologetic purpose without the need for attention. There as a quiet intensity in those who act with purpose, not to impress or be noticed, but simply because their life demands it. They don't seek applause. They don't embellish their mission with unnecessary fanfare. They rise, they act, and they recede day after day, without seeking or asking for permission. As Cleanthes once said, "Lead me, O Zeus, and thou, O destiny, I follow without hesitation." To live this way, to advance with clear direction, but no desire for recognition, that is true danger. Why? Because when a person works in silence, no one perceives them approaching. They build in the shadows. They suffer privately. They refine themselves while the world sleeps. And by the time others notice them, it's already too late. We've witnessed the contrast. The person who needs eyes on them to act is merely a performer. They fade when the spotlight dims. But the person who doesn't care who is watching, that person is authentic. And authenticity is rare. Authenticity is disquieting. Authenticity doesn't require permission to occupy its space. When your life is guided by a quiet purpose, and every step is directed by an internal code, not trends, not opinions, not applause, you become untouchable. Because the person with nothing to prove has already triumphed. These behaviors calm under pressure and emotional detachment from external validation are not tools you acquire. They are forged through hardship, through solitude, through the daily practice of choosing stillness over chaos and mastery over impulsive reactions. You don't learn this by reading. You learn it by enduring, by holding firm when your mind screams, to flee, by witnessing your ego perish and refusing to revive it.